was never complacent, put my foot on the pavement. In my dream I was chasing, while my girl waited patient. Spent a lifetime on this music shit, going nowhere, I was losing it. She was right there enduring this, while her folks like, why she doing this? But Shawty didn't care what nobody said. She was gonna ride to the day I'm dead, stay by my side when the others fled. So I'm convinced that she deserves it all. She believed in me when chances were real small. I picture me driving a foreign. She riding the passenger side. Yeah. 3 in the morning. Holding her head up, yeah. She was there from the beginning. There from the beginning. There from the beginning. Oh, she was there from the beginning. Yeah, baby, you were there from the beginning. Shawty my ride or die, and she is my reason why I keep on grinding to buy her expensive things that money can buy. Her beauty represents me well. She loves me and others can tell. Her heart is where my love would dwell. Talk about her man and she would rebel. I ain't ashamed, this ain't a game. She was right there in the storm and the rain. Endure the pain and the financial strain. Now she gon' shine with the fortune and fame. She gambled her life for me, she sacrificed for me. She deserves it all. It's only right, you see, no matter the price, you see. I picture me driving a foreign. She riding the passenger side. Las Vegas trip at 3 in the morning. She riding 3 in the morning. So much pride, 'cause she was there. She was there from the beginning. Oh, baby, you was there. There from the beginning. Yeah. I picture me driving a foreign. Now my history is changing. She's my day one and there is no rearranging. She's had my back through the times when things were straining. Now she benefit from every cent I'm gaining. Listen to what I'm saying. No dividing, no compromising. She gon' ride while I keep on climbing. Just recognize we gon' keep on thriving. She believed that I'll see greatness in due timing. I picture me driving a foreign. My shawty, she riding the passenger side. Las Vegas trip at 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning. Yeah. She was there from the beginning. In the beginning. There in the beginning. She was there from the beginning. Me driving in the beginning. Foreign with my lady.
Right. Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is your brother Malik Truth. Well, y'all know who I am, and for those who tuning in for the first time, I am your brother Malik Truth. I am an author, entrepreneur, a father, a lover, everything. I am your everything. Yes, Malik Truth comes to you live from BU Network. And before I begin every show, I always like to thank God for giving me the strength and the health and the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to be able to give you the things that you need and discuss the topics in their fullness so that you can become enlightened and encouraged to move forward in power. Yes, that's how I do. I thank Natrell.com. We got Natrell.com, and that the jam that you was listening to before we came in was Picture Me Riding a Foreign. She is my ride or die. She is my reason why. She understood that the brother was operating. She didn't understand that the brother had potential. See, sisters, y'all need to stop messing with brothers who have potential and start making sure that they're operating in that potential, because that's where it all happens. So in the song, she understood that he was operating in his potential and doing everything that he could to make his career jump off. So that's why she became his ride or die. I love that song. Natrell, thank you for making it, brother. Our engineer extraordinaire, intern Alex isn't here tonight, but wherever you are, brother, I understand that you are vacationing with your mama. And men out there, y'all got to learn how to take your mamas out. Take your mamas out, man. She done bore you. She carried you, bored you, put up with your shit all this time. Take your mama out. Take her on vacation, a week vacation or something. Let her know that you love her through spending your hard-earned money on your mama. Okay? All right. I have with me a wonderful, wonderful guest. And I found out that we damn almost family. Like, almost family. but you know what? It's a blessing. And we are going to be discussing a very sensitive topic. In our community, it's very, very sensitive because none of us wants to talk about money. You bring up money as a subject in almost any dating scenario. It's like, the hell you doing in my pocket? You don't need to know what's in my pocket. But there are ways to discuss finances and topics that should be discussed. And we're going to be talking about that this evening. In my book, The Design Dating Purpose, I have a section in there that talks about finances. This is a process in this book that you should be discovering an individual, and part of what you should be discovering in an individual is their finances, not just how much money they got, because that's really not important. What you need to know is how they're managing it. What type of financial sense do they really have? Which brings me to the topic that we're going to be discussing today. And the topic that we are going to be discussing today is financial sense. Okay, we got to talk about that because in our community, again, we don't have that education, and many of us don't understand truly how to use credit. And I have a credit advisor, an extraordinary individual, beautiful, beautiful sister who has so much knowledge, and she's going to share some of that with us this evening. So I'm going to bring my sister, your sister, our sister, LaSonia Higgins, to the forefront. LaSonia, is it LaSonia? You prefer LaSonia, or you prefer Sonia? You prefer Lala?
Not Lala. LaSonia is fine.
LaSonia,
Yes.
tell the people a little bit about you.
Well, a little bit about me. I am a native of Las Vegas.
Okay.
Parents moved here in the late '60s, so I've seen a lot happen in our wonderful
Really?
city.
Where they from?
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
They're from
Louisiana.
From Louisiana.
You almost said Lucy.
Yeah, they are from Louisiana. So
Right.
I am a product of Nevada,
Oh,
Las
yes.
Vegas.
So, what high school did you go to?
I graduated from Rancho,
Rancho!
class of '92.
Hey,
Tell-
anybody
tell 'em
out there
my
from
age.
Rancho? Rancho in the house. And did you go to UNLV? Did you go to CC? Well, when it used to be Community College of Southern Nevada.
I went to CCSN for one semester.
One semester.
And I realized, I graduated, did my time, and I'm good.
Is that, hey, I hear you. You know that's one of my alma maters. I went when it was called CCSN as well, and I transferred my credits from CCSN over to UNLV. So they had that contract thing where you transfer all the credits you get there, they automatically transfer over. So that was a great program that they had.
Nice.
Because had I not done that, I would have lost about maybe 13 credits.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
and
a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of credits. That's time. That's
A
time.
lot of time and sweat.
Oh yes, and you know what? If you guys can hear me, okay, you guys can hear me now, because I can hear myself. So I didn't know if you guys could hear me or not. So if you heard me screaming for the engineer, you know what? That's how it is. That's just how it is. Understand me, because I'm trying to make it right for y'all, so y'all can hear what the hell we talking about, because we talking about some good things. Okay, so I graduated for UNLV, and I graduated with a very good actually GPA, and my major was criminal justice, minor in psychology, and here I am, an author and an entrepreneur and doing radio. So that's funny right there. So when you graduated, before you got to the point where you are. So take us backwards. So tell us what you do right now and tell us how you got to that point.
Well, what I do now, I work in a call center for a financial institution. I work with credit card applications, actually. So when customers submit credit card applications, whether it's online, over the phone, those come in, and I see a lot of declines. I see a lot. So I've been doing that for several years.
Right.
So that's actually how I first really learned about credit.
I see.
So you can't take back what you're taught. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
You can't take back what you learn from your employer. I don't care what you do or don't like about your job. You can't take that away.
Yes.
So that was, whether I liked it or not, that was what I learned from it, and I loved it. So that was actually how I was able to teach my clients.
Right.
That was my stepping stone
Excellent.
about credit.
And again, you're in the processing portion.
Not the processing. I'm not
Okay.
an underwriter. So when customers, I'm basically the second hand to the underwriter, I guess you
Okay.
can say that.
Okay.
So once the customers submit their credit card applications, if they've been declined, whether they want to call in to find out the reasons behind it or what they have to do to move forward, that's when they'll call in and speak with us.
Wow. Okay. And then a lot of times at that point, you are actually privy to that individual's FICO score.
I am.
Wow. And within that, you see a lot of scores ranging in the 4s and the 5s and the low 6s, right?
I do.
Okay. And what is truly considered a starting point of good credit? What number?
High sixes.
High 6s.
High sixes, I would say 660 something, 670 would be considered good credit.
Excellent. Because I used to sell cars in San Antonio. I won't mention the name of the place because they ain't paying me. But I sold cars. I sold Nissans. And when I sold cars, we of course, all of us are privy to an individual's FICO scores. And actually a 660 was pretty good. If a person had like a 690, we called them a bullseye because we know we're going to get them financed without any problem, you know. And the thing is that the higher your credit score goes, if a lot of folks didn't know, is what I learned, is that now the higher your credit score goes, the lower of a risk they consider you at, and the lower your interest rate could possibly be. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. So the higher your credit, the lower your interest. The lower your credit, the higher your interest. So
Right.
you're looking at, and I do want to back up a little bit, Malik, as far as the credit score is concerned, the starting point for good credit, you may be the high sixes, as I stated, but when you want to have, say, good credit, you're looking at like 720.
Right.
720, that's good credit. But just to go back, so as far as if you want to purchase, let's say, a $20,000 vehicle, but you go down to CarMax and you're paying 27% versus going down to a dealership paying 8%, look at how much money you're saving.
Oh, heck yeah. If you did the math on that.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then especially if an individual is happens to be with a credit union, right?
Right.
They can their credit union, they can actually get their financing through credit unions. So a lot of folks out there, when you're buying a home or you're buying a vehicle, don't let these loan officers tell you where you can go. Don't let them steer you, because if you don't have an account that you've been with them for like forever, or if you're with a credit union, they can offer you a better rate. They can speak with them, and you can get your financing through them. Absolutely. Don't let anybody tell you where you have to go. The thing is to be educated, right?
Absolutely. And that's what we're here for. We have to educate our people.
Absolutely. And the reason why I call this Credit Sense is because there is a issue in our community where financial literacy is incredibly high. And you're in a business that helps people to have better credit and to get them on the path of healing that area of their life. Talk about that a little bit, please.
Absolutely. What my company does, it is called United Credit Educational Services. And what we do, we assist people with leveraging their credit,
Right.
restoring their credit. removing negative items. And I want
Right.
to touch base when I say removing negative items. If you want to go ahead and pay that collector, if you want to go ahead and somebody offer you a 50% settlement offer and you go ahead and go for it, but guess what? That derogatory or negative item is still in your credit report.
Sure is.
It's still there. So you're spending money that you don't have to spend when you can just get it removed. And that's what
Exactly.
our company assists with. We assist
Exactly.
with getting those negative items, repossessions, evictions,
Yes.
charge-offs, getting all of that taken off so
Mm-hmm.
your credit score can shoot up.
Now, a lot of people think that they can get like the eviction things off themselves. Does it really take an attorney to get those type of things off?
You can always restore your credit by yourself, make that attempt too, but do you have the time?
Yeah.
That's another question. If you have the time, by all means, go for it.
Right.
But why not hire someone who can go ahead and do it for you?
Who's a professional? You know, you're not gonna
Exactly.
pull your own teeth.
Exactly.
You know, you ain't gonna cut out your own spleen.
Exactly.
And
So-
before we go on, we do have Jaquita. She's on a feed. Jaquita, thank you. We're gonna have you call in on the second half. So thank you for coming in on the feed. And she says 720 is when you actually begin to see leverage, where you actually have leverage, like that commercial where you're home in your pajamas and lenders is like calling you. You know. And Natrell, if you have that advertising that I sent you, the picture of that advertising of Lasagna and her company, if you could put that up on the screen for the folks, that'd be great. But yeah, I think with our community, we're lacking in so many areas. And when we have individuals like you and Jaquita and other folks that are using your gifts and your knowledge, and of course there's a fee attached to that, but a lot of us have to understand things that are worth investing in cost more than time. They cost money, right?
Absolutely.
And these are the things that they have to invest in. So, folks, when you see individuals like Lasagna, Jaquita, and one of the I think what is it, Tanya Pie or something like that. She does a lot of the credit repair for celebrities, and she's banking, man. That sister's on the move. But I like companies like this who take the time out to not actually provide the service, but teach you as they're going along, correct?
Absolutely.
Talk about that.
Okay, so we know that life it doesn't come with a book.
Mhm.
Okay, our parents only tell us what they know.
Well, unless it's the design dating purpose, then that comes with a no.
Our parents only teach us what they know. Our parents
Yes.
tell us, you better graduate from school.
Yes,
You better
yes.
go to get you a good job. You better save money. But do they tell us how to save money?
Come on, man.
No, because they
Come
don't
on,
even know
somebody.
how to save money.
Come on, somebody.
So they may tell you, okay, just put away $10, $20 a check. But are they teaching us how to perfect our credit? Are they
Yes.
teaching us how to save versus telling us to save?
Mhm.
Budgeting, our parents don't tell us that, so therefore
Right.
we don't know.
Yes, I agree with that. Our parents can only give us, folks, what they know, and if we don't come from a household with whom our parents have been savvy enough in the credit world, in the savings world, in the investment world, in the financial world in general, we're going to be forced to either gain that ourselves. Now, here's Lasagna. The information society that we live in really is no excuse for anyone to be dumb in any area.
No, it's not.
Because when we were younger, and Jaquita, you may be able to relate to this too. When we were younger, we didn't have the internet. When we were 10 years old, we had to walk to the library and get microfilm and put it on that projector thing. And you remember that?
I remember.
That was our internet, y'all.
Don't forget about the card catalog at the
Oh,
library.
yes,
okay?
the card catalog. We had to learn the Dewey Decimal System. The Dewey Decimal System now is point and click.
Right.
That's the Dewey Decimal System. But you guys today, if you're listening out there in your teens and you happen to just breeze by, stay tuned and keep tuned in, because financial literacy is something that we all need. I've done some research and I understood that a good credit rating, a credit rating of 700 to 720 is worth more than $1 million. It has more buying power than $1 million. How true is that?
That's absolutely true. So if you you may have 1.5 million in your bank account.
Come
You
on.
may be able to go purchase something in cash, but you may still have a 500 credit score. That 1.5 not going to last a long time because for one, we're not taught how to save money. So you have 1.5, it's going to be gone in a year.
Buy a house, buy a car.
Exactly, it's going to be gone in a year.
That's it.
And go out and splurge. Go out and buy some clothes, get
Yep.
some girls, guys, whatever you were trying to do.
Come on, somebody.
And that money is going to be gone, but you have to save.
You have
And
to
that's what's
save.
going on with our people right now. We're not taught to save money.
Okay, so Jaquita tells us that an 800 credit score is worth more than $100,000. So it has more buying power than $100,000. Here's why: because with that 800 credit score, you can get $100,000 in credit and flip that, knowing that it's not your money, and then in turn pay that back, and then flip some more and flip some more. You can actually use somebody else's money to invest in your life.
Right.
You see what I'm saying, y'all? That's how important credit is, y'all. But when you're walking around at the age of 25 with a 400 or 500 credit score, I don't know, maybe that happened because your mama used your social security number. I don't know, because you already know, y'all, in our community, mama and pops be using our social security number. And as soon as they finish with us, we turn 21 years old and we got bad credit. Now, how the hell you got bad credit and you just ain't never had no credit before? That's because mama might have used your social security number. Yeah, y'all know we had a lot of that. But when we talk about your company, give them that name again, please.
It's United Credit Education Services, so it is UCES. And I do have a personal website, which is Sonya's Savvy Credit Services. And Savvy is 2 V's. So SONYASSAVVY CREDITSERVICES.com. Sonya's
Right.
Savvy Credit Services. Take you directly to my business page. You'll be able to see all the products that we serve, that we have to offer. It's not just credit repair. We have wills and trusts. Who has a will?
Yeah,
Who has power of attorney?
right.
I just recently lost my dad. So luckily we had all that set in place.
Wow.
That he had his will, I was his power of attorney. Medical power of attorney, you don't know if you have young children, you don't know if you're going to get, Lord forbid, you're going to get hit by a bus tomorrow.
True,
You know, who's going to make those decisions for you? Who's going to take your kids for you?
And you don't want to be on a corner selling cakes and car washes to
Not
bury
at
somebody.
all.
Come on now, come on, somebody.
Not at all.
And that's and unfortunately that's what we do because we don't have that, that credit and financial sense to be able to understand how important life insurance is, how important credit is, how important investing is, so that when we do go, we can leave our children something. It reminds me that that Temptation song, that Papa was a Rolling Stone, wherever he laid his hat was a home, and when he died, all he left us
Was alone. That's it.
no trust fund, no money, no property, no land, no nothing. All he left them was alone, and that's what a lot of our folks in our community do. We leave our children with nothing, and most of the time in the spousal situation, we leave our spouse with what?
Debt.
With debt. Yep. So we want to give you as much nuggets as we can this evening and encourage you to reach out to LaSonia and her partner Jaquita Chanel, who's tuning in from the East Coast. So thank you, Jaquita, for just sticking in there and tuning in on the East Coast, because look, everybody out there who's tuning in right now, y'all could have been anywhere else, but you decided to hang out with your brother Malik Truth for a little while. And our guest this evening, and 2 guests this evening, LaSonia Higgins and Jaquita Chanel, who'll be calling in later on. Now, yes, let's a lot of us, we idolize these celebrities, LaSonia, right?
Right.
But we don't know financially what they're going through.
Not at all.
And Jaquita says DMX, Aretha Franklin, and Prince, we know that they all had really big estates. and DMX, he died really not having any more than you or I. We know that Prince had a lot of something because he kept good control of it. But if he didn't have his will properly, then they're gonna be fighting over stuff. Aretha Franklin the same way. You know, all those records she sold, all that popularity, and all three of them probably had jacked up credit.
Possibly. Absolutely.
Because, like I said, the sister, I think her name is Tanya Pye or something like that. She helped get his credit fixed. The dude who used to be with Rockefeller Records, he starred in those movies. I forget his name. He lost so much weight though, but I forget his name. But she helped him fix his credit.
Oh, nice.
And you seen him on TV, heard him on radio, bought his CDs and the whole nine. But he walking around with all his cheese in his pocket, and his credit jacked up.
The example I just made, 1.5 mil will last maybe a year if you don't manage your money properly.
Exactly. So what are some of the services outside of credit that you can like really give them an education on?
One of my favorite, we have we have a tool that if you have any type of debt, credit cards, your mortgage, it tells you if you pay X amount of dollars this month on this credit card, X amount on this credit card, and in 3 years versus the 10 years, it will be paid in full.
Wow.
So it gives you the tools. It's based on your interest rate that you're paying on these items, your the credit card companies or your mortgage, your car payment, and it tells you in order, depending on the interest rate, on how to get that paid. That's my all-time favorite.
Listen, y'all.
Yeah, some people have student loans that they've paid off following that system. They may have had a car payment that it would take 6 years to pay off. They got to pay it down in 3, pay it off in 3. Another, as I touched on, was the will power of attorney and trust.
Right.
That's my all-time favorite as well. However, if you're not familiar with how to save your money, we do all have a savings tool.
Okay.
The savings tool, it will send you a text message, how much you need to put away for this particular time period, well, this payday or this month or whatever,
Wow.
and you go ahead and put that away. If you like, okay, do I want to buy these shoes this month, or do I want to go and get that extra bottle to take to go splurge with my friends when I don't
Yes.
have to? You're gonna get that reminder, like, wait a minute, didn't you say that you wanted to save X amount of dollars?
Do you really need that $60 bottle of Henny?
Exactly. So
Right.
our savings tool, we have budgeting, teaches you how to budget, and guess what? It's all in the same price. It's in our protection plan.
Wow.
All of that comes. I mean, you can't pay. I mean, you're gonna pay anywhere between $1,500 to $5,000 for a will power of attorney and trust. Period. But with us, we're $188 to start and
Wow.
$89 a month. Where can you
Wow.
get all of that at?
All those services, and not just somebody out there just writing letters, fixing your credit and stuff like that. Someone who's out there teaching you the importance of why these services are offered to you.
Absolutely.
And can you beat that, y'all? That's like a financial value meal, y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's a financial value
number
meal.
one.
That's
okay?
a number one.
That's a number
yeah,
one.
come on,
That's
somebody.
a number one.
And we ain't gonna say the name of the company because they ain't paying Malik Truth. But we're gonna say that that's a value meal.
It is with extra fries.
With extra fries.
Right.
You know, the good kind. You know, with the
Right,
sweet and sour
right.
sauce that you dip into it. Ooh, I'm getting too close.
And you know, another thing that we have to stop doing is going and applying for everything.
Yes.
When you're getting all these inquiries on your credit report, and what gets us is those department stores. Hey,
Oh,
do
yes.
you want to save an extra $20% on your purchase today? Apply for this card. You have all these dings on your credit
that's like
score.
what, 3 points for every inquiry? 2 to
It's-
3 points for every inquiry?
It's a few, but when
Yeah.
you add all those up,
yeah.
and then it's going to stay on your credit report for 2 years.
2 years. 2 years.
Yeah, so and then you go and get something, get denied because
You
have
got too many
inquiries. Right. So yeah, you don't want that to happen.
Exactly.
So just
And I
stop.
got about 12 points worth of inquiries on mine, but I stopped because I got my last credit card, you know, and that's it. My score is where I needed to be. You and I were talking earlier, Lasagna, and I told you a little bit about, you know, when I was in Texas back in 2018 is when I actually made a commitment to start my credit repairing journey.
Okay.
And here we are 3 years later, y'all, and I'm from 458, 498, all the way up to where I am right now. I ain't gonna tell y'all my score. I'll tell y'all what it was, but I ain't gonna tell you what it is now. Y'all don't need to know that because I'm gonna get a whole bunch of women trying to call me out. He fine and he got good credit, and he an author girl. Sure, he just doing it. But your face value goes up when your credit goes up. And I talk about that a lot in my book with regards to finances. And let's shift it a little bit to that, LaSonia. A lot of us don't take the time to really discover the individual we're interested in spending time, life, our bodies, our mind, our space with. And one of the things that break marriages up more so than cheating is finances. That's like the second one on the rung.
It absolutely is.
It's like the causes of divorce, infidelity, finances, and everything else come after that. Why do you think that finances plays a major part in the demise of a relationship?
Because you see the non-importance of what they're going out there spending money on. Okay, you want to go out there and buy this car that we don't have the money for. You want to go out there and go shopping because to impress your friends that we don't have the money for, or just don't know how to manage money, period. I mean, to me, saving money is sexy. I'm sorry, it is. It's saving. I mean, it is. I
save $8.50.
By switching to Geico. It is. It's like, and just like you said, it's not what you make; it's what you save.
Yes, it's what you're able to save and invest. Is what you're able to hold on to and explain to that woman. I've had women tell me about, my frugality at times and how impressed they are with that. Because, look, when during undergrad, you learn how to save money. You know how to eat a bologna and cheese sandwich for a couple of days and splurge on that steak. You know what I'm saying? In undergrad, so y'all hear that? It's important because a lot of times we don't pay too much attention to how an individual is moving when it comes to their finances. We enjoy spending time with them. We enjoy doing this, that, and the other with them. But what are they doing? One of the most important things that holds a relationship together. Why can't they take you out, to the place that you'd like to go to? Is it because, one, they can't afford it because they're just doing any and everything with their money? Or are they saving it for a special occasion and they're going to make you privy to that one day? So which one is more sexy of women? Him saving for his future that you may be a part of, or him not having it because he just spend his money in no kind of way?
When they have a plan.
When they got a plan, y'all.
When they have a
Talk
plan.
about it. Talk about
When
it.
you have a plan. I once had a guy tell me what kind of car he drives determines how much money you make. That's
so far from the truth.
Exactly. And it was a turnoff on top of that because, for one, you don't even have one. Okay? So I'm expressing something to you about somebody. Oh, what kind of car they drive? I don't know. Well, that's going to determine how much money they make. No, it doesn't.
Come on, no,
It doesn't.
And it damn sure don't determine the caliber of woman you're gonna attract neither. Because let me tell you, I was walking and taking a bus for years, and I still got the finest of the finest. I don't know. It must be my personality.
It might. I think it is. I really.
But let me
think
tell
it
you,
is.
gentlemen. Look, I have a very good friend, Linda James, and she was on my show, and she said how a man leads is how he better learn how to start continue that with. So if you're leading with bragging about your money, your bank account, your car, and all of that stuff, that's how you're gonna have to finish the game.
Yeah.
Because now you.
About your money.
And let me see, I have Tamar. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Tamar Edwards. She said, everything that you're talking about, LaSonia, is extremely important, and that you can definitely help folks. And just by hearing you talk, I'm like, sign me up. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Then I got another couple that does finances too that's gonna be coming to the show. So I want all of us to get together because we need to really, really get our people involved in financial literacy. The phone call came through. Okay, Jaquita is on the line, And before we get Jaquita coming in, we're gonna ask you to actually stay on the line. Jaquita, if you're there, can you say hello?
Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me clearly?
I can hear you. I can hear you clearly. How about you,
Awesome.
Lasagna?
I
Can
can
you
hear her perfect. Hey, Jaquita.
Yes.
Hey, Lasagna.
Before we go to break, Jaquita, tell the folks a little bit about you.
My name is Jaquita, and I am a Cali native. Been back and forth to Vegas plenty of time before
Come on, Cali.
migrating to Atlanta. Been in Atlanta here now 10 years. Loving it. Very family oriented here. I came here looking for a change, and I found it.
Was it Jesus?
Back,
What's your change, Jesus? Let me stop.
Jesus
she came looking
look,
for a
Jesus been
change,
a part
Father
of-
God.
Jesus always been a part of the change. But
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
yeah, but looking for that change, and I
Yes.
found it in 2017. You know, wanting to buy a home, couldn't buy a home, and I ran into these services. I had an open heart and an ear to the information, and then purchased my very first home, and then I started helping other people do the same thing. And so, you know, changing lives one credit score at a time is definitely where it was
That
for me.
sounds like a slogan. Changing lives one credit score at a time. Hallelujah. Jaquita, stay in there with us. We're going to go on a short break. I'm pretty sure we'll probably still be able to hear you on the line. But we're going to take a short break, okay? All right, folks,
Yes,
thank
sir.
y'all for tuning in. Come back in 2 and 2. I'll holler. All right.
Yes.
You're playing hard to get, it makes me sick, but I understand. No, I don't blame you at all. Oh, I just need one night with you, and we can keep our clothes on. That's if we can. I'm trying to get next to you, but you pass on every moment. Turn down my invitations. Oh yeah, but I keep on trying. You'll come around. I'm wearing you down. And you could be my Laura, I could be your Urkel. Can't you tell I adore ya? You're nothing less than a miracle. You're a once in a lifetime, once in a blue moon, a shooting star. Yeah, I'd spend a lifetime just to be where you are, but you pass on every moment. You turn down invitations, and I don't know why, but I keep on trying. You'll come around. I'm wearing you down. And when your nose turn into maybes, oh, oh yeah, I know I'm onto something. Oh, I know that eventually you'll come around. I'm wearing you down.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is your brother Malik Truth, and we're back. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, y'all. You are tuning in to a segment of Malik's Truth Radio Show where we are talking about credit sense. And you know what? When we have that good credit sense, that is the beginning of breaking the curse of financial illiteracy in our community. Jaquita, are you still there with us, sister? Jaquita, are you still there with us? Go ahead and text her.
Okay.
I don't know if she hung up during the break.
Yes, but I cannot hear you from the phone. I can hear you from my laptop, but not the phone.
Oh, not the phone. Okay, so this just
Oh, wait, there you go. I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Awesome sauce. Okay, first of all, we want to just thank everybody who has been tuning in and listening in and chiming in. And we got
I'm sorry,
few.
it cut out. It cut out. I'm barely hearing you.
Okay, how about that? Can you hear us? LaSonia, go ahead and say something, see if she can hear.
Jaquita, can you hear?
Jaquita, can you hear us? I was
I think you
staying.
need to take it off speaker so I can hear you clearly, maybe.
Yeah. All right, engineer, let's see what we could do to fix that, because we're definitely all our phones are off and everything is where it's supposed to be. All right, so we're just going to get into a few of the comments that came through. My brother, your brother, our brother, life coach Kurt Kirkley, who is a
Malik,
certified
if you
life
can hear
coach.
me, I'm going to listen to your question from the laptop and
Okay.
mute my line and then unmute and answer you.
That's cool. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, definitely do it from the laptop. So life coach Kurt, he is working out, and he said he went to Rancho. He played football in 1980, LaSonia.
No,
John
wasn't
Kurt.
there yet.
Mhm.
I didn't get there till '89. Sorry, John.
Yeah, John. We're old head. I call him Big Brother Kurt. And then we have Kitty Bonita Gibson. Now I don't know if it's Bonilla or Bonilla, but I see two L's and I immediately see why. So I say Kitty Bonilla Gibson. She says that she was tuning in, letting us know that she is tuning in and that she can now hear us. And okay, so Jaquita was going in mad on this stuff, so thank you. She was saying that she said earlier when we were talking about having to go to the library for microfilm, she said no, mama had Encyclopedia Britannica. So I guess y'all had a little money, huh? Or y'all had the payment plan. And she's the one who also talked about DMX, Prince, Aretha Franklin, etc. A lot of stars, celebrities that we know, you know.
Now we have finger hut.
Yeah, now y'all got finger hut. And we got Alex Viscata, who tuned in. Thank you, my brother, for tuning in. This is our engineer intern. I don't think he's an intern anymore, but I don't know. But he does a wonderful job when he's here engineering. Natrell has taught him a tremendous amount about the studio and operations. So, but yeah, Alex, thanks for tuning in, man. Hope you're having a wonderful time with your mom and that vacation that you took her on, man. Kudos, bro. More men need to do that. Like I said before, take your mama out, y'all. Take your mama out, man. Take your mama out. Now, if you're a woman, you don't like your mama, you know, y'all need to work that out. Because you know how that could be. You always taking your mama out and you ain't need nothing for the home. Can it be like that sometimes?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. 'Cause
But yeah, so we're gonna get back into it, y'all. Earlier we were talking about credit scores and how important financial literacy is in the fact of learning how to invest and learning how and why you should be saving. Now, LaSonia, you were talking earlier about how important it is to be saving, and you brought a little sheet with you. Do you have any stats that that folks may be able to relate to with regards to financial literacy?
I don't have any stats available as far as financial literacy. I'm so sorry. I didn't
That's
bring
okay.
any.
That's okay. Do you have any locked in your mental Rolodex that you can bring to light? Because earlier, folks, we were talking about how good or bad finances can negatively impact a relationship. Let's go back there. And earlier we were talking about how sometimes marriages can fall apart because the man or the woman doesn't really know how to manage their income. Now, a lot of times in a marriage situation, you share income alone, and that one income is used for any and everything that needs to be done. Which is why when I was in sales, I used to hear people all the time saying, okay, well, I need to consult my wife about that. I need to consult my husband about that, because they're sharing one pool of income. When it comes to financial literacy in a marriage, how unless it's something that the both of them discuss, is it the best modality to share that one pool of income?
Sharing.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Absolutely. Being married and coming from that spectrum, I can tell you one thing, Malik. Finances is the biggest argument in a household.
We
whether
said
you're
that
married or
earlier.
you're not.
We said that's the second on the rung,
And
right?
so the fact that no one sits down and budgets anymore, no one sits down and writes down the 5-year plan of the goals and things like that. People are making the money and you spending the money as fast as you get it. You making $2,000 a month. Your expenses come to $1,995 a month after tithes, offering, and gas. What you got left over? Nothing, right? So people are spending on impulse and they're not really making a plan. Like, for example, when the pandemic hit, no one had nothing to show for their 5-10 years of work. No one could take care of their families for 6 months to a year
deep.
because they had no savings,
That's deep.
right? And so we definitely want to make sure that we are educating our clients on financial literacy,
Yes.
making sure that they're doing the budgeting tools so they can come under budget every single month and allocate that money towards the open debt and towards that savings goal so they can execute it.
That and that's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing, and I do agree. I'm actually a proponent for both modalities. Having an account, a pooled account, and having your own, because the reason why I say I'm a proponent for having your own is because a lot of times in a marriage you don't go over these things before you say I do. And then you get somebody that's dipping into the pool all the time for their personal things and not the budgeting things that you work on, and then that offsets everything, and that begins the arguments. So the reason why I'm a proponent for the separate, having your own with the joint, is to be able to spend what you're going to spend on your own and then come together. But the best way is to come together on it when you both see it that way. When you're at that point in your marriage or relationship where you can say, hey, look, let's sit down and go over what we both know about finances. Let's see what we have in the house. What are our expenses as opposed to our our income? What's our debt to income ratio? Are we cool? Are we not cool? But unfortunately, a lot of people don't like talking about finances, even when they say I do. From your perspective, why do you think that is so?
That's so because that's not what people think about. Remember, people are used to the microwave society, the right now, right here, right now. There's no planning anymore. It's just, let's just do it. And so about time they dive in nose first, it's like, dang, how do we get here?
Right.
So at the end of the day, from the gate, we teach, making sure that they understand what that DTI is, because you got so many people out here looking for houses, like especially y'all husbands. Husbands, stop taking y'all wives house hunting, not knowing where you stand with your credit and finances. Please stop doing that, because you're about to disappoint her.
Stop with the disappointment. And that you ain't never lied on that, because a lot of relationships going down the road, especially when they get married, they do have an impact when you're disappointing someone. So if the man is disappointing the woman, he's going to be operating off of that disappointment. If the woman disappoints the man, he's going to be, or she's going to be operating on that disappointment. And there comes a time where we have to stop, look, and start exercising better financial sense when it comes to, especially when you're married, because that is the second leading cause of divorce. Infidelity is the top, finances is the second. Everything else is underneath that. So if you got cheating and finance, man, come on. Now, Lasagna, I want you to gear in on this when it comes to finances. Is it wise to have a pooled account when both individuals aren't wise in their budgeting?
When both individuals aren't wise, absolutely not. Because the example that you just said, you may have that one that may have that itch, just go get this new pair of shoes, and the gas bill hasn't been paid yet.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Now we're going to have a 2-month bill because you wanted to go get a new pair of shoes, and we still haven't gone grocery shopping.
Right.
So I'm okay with both. A joint
Yeah,
account
I'm a
and
proponent for both, actually,
yeah,
I am.
I'm good with both because I don't want to.
I
feel
don't
like,
want to be checking in with my wife if I see a new suit I want to buy.
And not only that, if I want to go get my hair done, I don't want it to be a problem. Okay.
Thank
or
you.
I see these this new foundation that just came out, and I want to go and get it.
But like, baby, you ain't got to ask me for nothing. That's your account.
Right.
Now, when it comes to our account, you need to check with us. We need to consult together on that. But
Yeah.
baby, spend your money how you will. And baby, you know what? Here's an extra 100 because I love you. Go on and get that new foundation.
Okay.
And that's what it's all about. You know, I believe that when folks are comfortable, folks are more comfortable about having unprotected sex than they are about talking about their finances. Jaquita, you inclined to agree with that?
Absolutely.
What about y'all out there? Y'all out there in listening land and tuning in there? Y'all inclined to agree with that one, boy? We are an unprioritized community at times. And we got to learn to set our priorities straight, because when we are entering into a marriage and relationship, it's very important to know what you're able and not able to do. But if you're not able to do it, what's the plan for you to start being able to do it?
You have to have a plan. Just like you said, just like people are more comfortable with having unprotected sex and talking about
Finance.
I mean, finances in
Be like,
addition
baby, you don't need to know what's in my account, but we going raw dog tonight. You don't need to know what's in my account.
You don't need to know my
Right.
credit score either. I'm gonna promise you that.
You don't
house,
need
but
to know my credit
She
score.
don't know I can't get it for her.
You know what I'm saying?
she don't know that I'm gonna rent it first with an option to buy, but
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
but she got that house.
You know what I'm saying? We renting it for now, baby. You know what I'm saying? But hey, all right, can we get to the sex now? Okay.
Right.
But it's
But
crazy though.
At the end of the day, seriously, like, you guys stop, stop going for everything you think you can get with cash, because you can't. We have rappers, celebrities, all kinds of celebrities that come to us thinking they gonna buy houses cash and all that other stuff, and they can't,
They
because guess
can't.
what, nowadays lenders want paper trail, and if
They
you ain't
do.
got that paper trail, and we're not talking about cash,
At least
then
2
you're not
years.
getting it.
At least 2 years of paper trail, from what I understand. At least 2
That's right.
years. And
That's
and
right.
because this ain't no car. This is long term. This is hundreds of thousands of dollars they're giving you, and they need to know that they're going to be able to secure that loan. And these
absolutely.
are the things that we're not taught in school, Jaquita, and it hurts my heart that I had to learn it so late in life, but I find it a blessing because I'm mature enough and intellectual enough to discuss this and to be able to appropriate that discussion with my son and to teach
Absolutely.
him how important it is.
Absolutely. And I want to piggyback off that. At the end of the day, it's plain and simple. We all grew up not knowing. Just
We
like
sure did.
your parents grew up not knowing, their parents didn't grow up not knowing. It's not that they didn't want to teach us, it's just that we didn't know, right? And so when you run into people like myself, Latanya Pie, because that's my girl too, shout
Yeah.
out in Vegas. We did a couple meetings together out there in Vegas. But yeah, so at the end of the day, when it comes to the education, this is what changed the game for me. So my daughter being 18, she was able to walk into a car dealership, pick the car she wanted, no money down,
No
no
money down.
co-signer, and no one taught me this, at that young age.
now.
My son got his first place, no co-signer, no money down, and I'm putting them in a position to win and teaching
Come
them the
on, come on.
responsibility.
You ain't
of
gonna have me
how to
shouting
use
up in here,
credit.
Jaquita.
How to use credit responsibly, and so they won't have to want for anything anything, and that
Yes.
anything is a cosigner. Because if you in your 30s, 40s, and 50s and still need a cosigner, something is wrong. And for
Yes.
those people who are out there co-signing for people, steer clear and steer
Steer
away. Say,
clear.
I got somebody. Go ahead and talk to my girl Lasagna, and
Uh-oh,
she can
come
go
on
ahead
now.
and get you hooked up and teach you what to do, so you won't have to go
Yes.
backwards, but teach you what to do and what not to do.
Yes. Come on, you better. Yeah, man.
That's my girl.
Man. She preaching, boy. I'm looking for a in between her statements, you know.
Don't start shouting.
Credit.
Don't start shouting.
Credit is important because it comes a time in your life where you can't use cash. You're gonna need that credit.
But that is so real, because so many
Yes.
people think, I be want to pull people coattail. I be like, what's your credit score? They be like 6 something, and I was like, well, okay, that's cool and all. Like, you may can get that car, you may can get that house, but you better believe you better bring some extra change in your pocket, because lower credit score is always going to cost more.
It's gonna get
Period.
down,
That's
come
why
with a down
720 and
payment.
above is where you want to be, no matter
Yes.
what, because
Yep.
that gives you the leverage and the key to getting that lower interest rate, getting a lower monthly payment, having low to no money down. These are the things you want. You don't want to continue to walk into a buy here, pay here, and you can't pay that car note. They
Exactly.
turning it off. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to not go into a renter center, but you want to be able to go to Ashley's Furniture instead of going to the back of the
on now.
store because you couldn't get the Ashley Furniture account.
That's
you know what
right.
I'm saying? So at the end of the day, credit is attached to so many things to your name, not only just a house and a car. What about insurance? A lot of people
Yes.
don't even know that they have an insurance score. A lot of people don't even know they have a high risk index score.
Yep.
Right? This is the stuff they don't teach us in school, which
They
is one
don't.
of the blessings, me and Lasagna have the opportunity of sharing, is because that's where our YFL scholarship comes in. Our
And what is
YFL
that?
Family Mint, which is our youth financial literacy program,
Awesome.
teaching kids starting at grade 5 all the way to high school through the first year of college on the matters of personal finances, and teaching us the
Awesome.
stuff we should have known a long time ago.
Come on now. And Tamar Edwards says that it's not taught in school, but yet it's the most important thing in people's lives. And in school, they're supposed to be teaching us what's important, yet financial literacy is not on the curriculum.
With us it is. We actually go into the schools. For those who don't know, we go into the schools and we actually teach a 6-week program. We provide all the materials for free, and for every 35 students that participate in our YFL program, we give them an award ceremony. Our founders come out, give the kids some cash, a pizza party, and we
Wow.
give the school a check for $500.
Ooh, man.
Yeah,
That
and
make
then
me
for
wanna be a
our
part of
high
that,
school
boy. I like
seniors and
that.
our first year college student, which actually is going to be open enrollment next month. So y'all get with Lasagna so she can go ahead and give y'all that link, the YFLFoundation.org.
Y'all hear that, y'all
for-
out there? Y'all like that?
Yeah, YFLFoundation.org. So that means rising seniors and the kids who just graduated high school and went to college. They're going to write a 500-word essay, answer 30 multiple choice questions, and our scholarships start at $5,000 all the way down to $30,000. Now, the top recipient does get flown out to our national convention this for 2022 is going to be in Dallas. So that means we're flying the whole family out, all expenses paid, and we're going to
Wow.
give them a big old check for $30,000,
Ooh.
and so they can go to college.
That is a beautiful thing, and because now we're changing the game, and we want to empower everybody. But me, I'm a solidarityist. It's all about us first and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Because we as a community, we're struggling. I know they always say all lives matter, but all lives can't matter unless ours begin to. You know, because we're the ones under attack and have been for so many centuries. And one of our greatest attacks is where everybody else knows it's important and knows where all the power is, and that's in finances. So you take an individual's ability to create a better life for themselves, then you stay in control of their lives. And we need to teach more control. And I do believe that the program that you guys have, LaSonia Higgins and Jaquita and see here, I keep forgetting your last, Jaquita Chanel.
Thank y'all for fixing my name because I didn't know who the heck that was on there.
We know that definitely that this places us in a better position for the future. So that's what I like about this, listeners out there. So we're gonna go ahead and shoot that information up one more time. Natrell, if you can put Lasagna's information up there one more time so folks can actually get it, and keep it up there for about 30-40 seconds, please. Because we are definitely coming to a close, y'all. Not, like I said, when I talk about topics like this, an hour usually isn't enough to go through it. But if we can get the folks to be in touch with you, definitely. So everybody out there who's tuning in, I want you guys to be in touch with Lasagna. She's going to be the Las Vegas liaison for everybody. And Lasagna, go ahead and do some talking before we bring up this information.
Absolutely. I could be reached by text, or you can give me a call, 702-292-9069. My Facebook page is Lasagna Millage Higgins. So that's my maiden name, which is Millage Higgins, Higgins. And again, Lasagna Millage Higgins on Facebook. And you can also reach out at Sonia's Savvy Credit Services, and that will take you directly to my business page. And again, Savvy has 2 V's, so Sonia's Savvy Credit Services is my web address.
And go ahead, Jaquita, if they want to get in touch with you, or do you want Lasagna to just be the liaison?
Yeah, just forward all this to Lasagna. I'm the mentor helping the mentee, and that's how we do it. We build each other up. So that's what it's about. But just letting everyone know that, we're nationwide, so it doesn't have to stop in Las Vegas. So if you're outside of Las Vegas listening to this, she can definitely help you as long as you're in the U.S. And we can definitely make that happen for you. Again, not just with your credit services that you've seen on the advertisement flyer, but for people like the young adults who need to build their credit. Start off like my son and my daughter did. I started them off with a secure credit card and what we call Credit My Rent that will take 24 months of rental history added to your credit report, and every other month after that, like mortgage. So Lasagna can also help. Lasagna can help you with that as well, with building that credit.
Awesome, y'all. And once again, y'all, Credit Sense, breaking the curse. Without knowledge, the people perish. Let's stop perishing, y'all, and let's learn to grow. I want to thank you, Jaquita, for joining in. And I know it's on the East Coast, so it's almost 11 o'clock there. It probably is 11 o'clock. So thank you for tuning in and calling in and giving us your astute knowledge in this area. And I may be joining the fight with y'all. I may just be joining the fight with y'all, because this don't sound like no ordinary multi-level marketing. It just sounds like some true service that you're giving. And I would definitely would love to be a part of that. And any closing statements, words of encouragement, Lasagna?
I do. Everybody just stay positive. Your credit didn't get where it was overnight. It didn't take a month or two for your credit to get where it was. Be patient. It's gonna take some time to get we asked you to give us some time, 3, 4, 5, as long as it takes. It's not gonna happen in 2 weeks.
Patience is a virtue.
Exactly. Yes. Stay encouraged, stay patient, and just help us help you.
That's right. Stay encouraged, stay patient, and let's grow and heal together, y'all. This is your brother Malik Truth, and you have been tuned into Malik's Truth Show. And don't forget the design, date, and purpose. It is changing lives across the country. And as I showed you guys, finances is a part of the subject discussion in the book. Thank you for tuning in tonight, y'all. God bless. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Jaquita.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That was a bad one.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Ross. Sauce
And
it
I
up.
ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get harder.
away. Can you stay with me? I'm numb to pain. Love your vibe, you make me nervous, wanna run away. You be on my mind, I hit you up today.
And I ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get hard up in this life, girl, it ain't simple.
And I ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get hard up in this life, girl, it ain't simple.
Post-traumatic stress, I feel like Steven Tyler. Push back to the face, going off the wire, no liar. Really be smoking that fire, keep that spinning like tires. Don't want your girl, I don't like. Hey, fuck it, I'd rather let you talk. I got that slide like the moonwalk. She told me she loved me, I told her don't love me too hard. We pulling up in like 2 cars, I'm finna stop in like 2 bars. I got this sound like a Mozart, I got the gas like a go-kart.
Sometimes I wish I seen a shooting star. No, I wouldn't wish for fancy cars, just better days. Wish I could be a bird so I can fly away.
And I ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get hard up in this life, girl, it ain't simple. And I ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get hard up in this life, girl, it ain't simple.